speech. Well, it's important to me. It's important to some of my family. I'd like to raise a toast to absent friends and family.
Yeah, very much.
Absent friends and family.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, for the lovely speech and that last present. I now hand you over to the best men, Nick and James.
Shush! You're not seeing double. There is actually two best men after all that drinking.
How?
I think the first thing I'd like to say is a round of applause for Paul for smashing up the buggy car. Was it a brand new car?
Before we get started, we would like to ask Vicky and Paul to participate in a small way in this speech. So we'd like to just place you in a certain position here. Put your hands on top. Get yourself comfortable because you've got to remain like that throughout the entirety of this speech. It's very important.
It's only half hour.
You're going to come in for half hour.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, this is James. He's Vicky's eldest brother, and I'm Nick. I'm the normal brother.
You sure about that?
We thought long and hard as to why Paul chose to have two best men and chose both of us. It's not often you get your sister being the bride and being her best man as well as the groom's, and to have two best men is not always that common. But so we discussed it and we said, well, why did that? It was very nice, but why? So we've come up with a couple of reasons as to why we think that happened. The first stems from Paul and Vicky's occupation. I don't know if you know, but they're both bookies. And the fact that if he's got two of us, then the odds are stacked in his favour that at least one of us is going to turn up.
Well, knowing used to, yeah.
It nearly didn't happen.
Yeah, my track record is probably a good idea.
The second reason is basically whilst we're delivering this speech, it's going to take one of us to deliver the traditional formal version.
And the other one to translate it into Essex.
So I'm going to deliver the traditional one.
And I was going to do the Essex one, innit, Gee?
So, on behalf of the bridesmaids, I'd like to thank Paul for his kind words and generous gifts.
Translated into Essex. Cheers, Governor, you've done them proud.
Secondly, I'd like to reiterate how beautiful Vicky looks.
Cracking, sweetheart.
Put your hands there. We've known Paul now for 7 years. We've watched him grow into a fine young man, more than suitable for Vicky.
Well done, sis, for whipping him into shape. You'll break him eventually.
When we first met Paul, he was only a boy and still quite reserved around our family.
Like a little rabbit caught in the head.
As time passed by, he grew into a confident young man you see before you today.
And now, you're the man, Pedro.
Throughout this time, through the hard times and the good, Paul has come through, and we now welcome him with open arms and think of him as one of our brothers.
Nice one, brother. Nice one, brother.
One of the biggest tests that Paul had to endure with us was his stag do only a fortnight ago. First of all, we escorted Paul to his bachelor's soiree.
In other words, we kidnapped him outside his house, put a bag over his head and gagged him.
We donned some suitable attire and congregated at the meeting point.
We dressed him up in women's clothes, tied him to a tree and pummeled him with rotten tomatoes.
After consuming a number of intoxicating beverages and playing some party games, the night was a success.
Roughly translated, there's a bottle of flaming acid down his neck, pinched him with all his money in the poker table, gave him a bit of a kicking until he puked his guts up and passed out.
And if you haven't seen the video, like Paul said, it is a huge
see Nick afterwards, we wouldn't want any of you to miss out on his humiliation if you haven't got the internet.
On a bit more of a serious note, we know that Paul will continue to love and support Victoria throughout their marriage, and we wish them many years of happiness together.
Make sure you drink a bit.
We'd also like to thank all the guests for coming today, and I'm sure you'll agree it's been a fantastic occasion.
Nice scenery, Paternosh, lovely jubbly.
Okay, so in case everyone was wondering, the reason why we've asked Vicky and Paul to place their hands like this, well, we'll tell you now. Paul, as my final role, it's been a great pleasure that I've been able to give you the last 5 minutes in which you'll ever have the upper hand over Vicky. My little sister wants to have a little word as well.
Just one little thing.
Right, for those of you who don't know me, I am Vicky's big sister, at least until you overtook me, as I am the shortest one. Vicky, you are not just only a special sister, but you are a special friend and a truly beautiful person inside and out. There's no end to your loving and giving. You're a truly selfless person. I'm sure we can all say you have been our rock at one time or another. And I know you definitely was for me when I was in labour. And Paul, you did a good job of keeping Russ occupied watching Wolverine. We hope you have a long and happy life together and you make a wonderful couple. And also, it's Vicky's birthday today, for any one of you that didn't know that. So I'd like you to all to sing happy birthday.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to